Mr. Dustache. What's going
Yeah,
on, bro?
not much, not much. How are you?
Man, I am doing great.
And how was?
We took a little vacation.
I
I
was gonna
took a
say,
vacation
how
anyway.
was that vacation?
Man, I had a absolutely great time with some good friends. Of course, my gorgeous wife. Went down to the Bahamas and just had an absolute blast.
Man, I
Uh,
just seen your
but I know you
pictures.
got some news too.
Oh yeah, I did a little different than vacation, but it's something like that. We had little man. We had Bo Matthew. He was born Tuesday night, believe that or not. Well, Tuesday afternoon. So we were smart decision on pulling the Tuesday night off last week. But we got a new extension to the family.
What did he weigh? What else? Tell us some more details, man.
Well, he weighed 8 pounds, 21 inches long. Yeah, look, I'm looking at my wife. She's running me through it for me. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's been a wild ride this last we're at almost 1 week. Tomorrow's 1 week, and it feels like it's flew by, really. It's been insane. So what an experience that
Absolutely.
was. People tell me all about it and how your life changes and everything like that, but it changes within 30 minutes. It's all different. Not much time to prepare for it, and it is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody, I had a great week. Dustin had
Oh,
a
yes, I
phenomenal week
did.
as well.
Still
Congratulations
am.
out to you,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Yeah, you'll have another 18 plus years of him in your
Oh,
life
yeah.
around the
It's
house.
actually been
So
hard.
just
I went
wait.
yesterday on my first guided trip since he's been born, and man, it was hard to leave. Hard to leave. I'm enjoying all the cuddles and enjoying the time with family. And
Yep, they'll grow
all
up
the free
really
food. I was
fast.
just telling Brad that everybody bringing all the free food by has just been unbelievable. I mean, if I'm thinking about having more just for the food part, but we'll see.
Absolutely. I see a lot of guys coming on there at 25K Crop Connection. You guys know what's up. Appreciate you guys coming on here every Tuesday night. We're back. Like I said, we took a week off. Dustin had a new baby boy. I went
Oh
on the
yeah.
cruise, had a little vacation. So we are
And
both really tied up last week.
I'm gonna bring him on here. He's just getting ready to finish up his good old nap. You know, we got that timing going on. So once he gets
Yeah.
up and
Yeah.
around, we'll throw him on here.
I said, Kevin, he said, you're going to bring some baby banana food on
Oh
the
yeah,
boat.
no, the banana food ain't coming on the boat, buddy. Let me rephrase that.
Man, no, no.
If he likes the banana food, then I guess I'll just have to eat it. And just bring it on.
Absolutely. Well, I got back into the action today myself and got out and do some fishing and, you know, gone for about 8 days from the water. And the best thing about summertime, I didn't worry about, where I was going to find fish at today or, any of those kind of troubles. I actually just went back to my summertime pattern that I left off with, and things changed up a little bit, but not a whole lot. Water temperature is still about 85 degrees, 86 degrees, got up to 99 degrees today, almost hit that
Ooh.
triple digit.
It gets hot
But
quick.
we were off the water about 12:30 today, had a great box of fish and a lot of action. And, I guess I'll kick out my today's
Yeah, you
bite.
got to
Fish for
just
well,
jump
I'm
in
on
there,
it
buddy.
already,
Yeah.
yes, huh? You know, really concentrating on structure as I have been always. Seen fish sitting on standing timber, but stumps were my key in anywhere from about 9 to 11 foot of water next to a ledge, and they were really dug down into them. But natural colors, and I guess more for us is these oranges, mud dauber, um, orange horsefly, the orange and green tail, um, monkey milk, bright white, and a color that I hadn't tried a whole lot, but it was just, man, they really liked it better than any other color. And I'm talking, I've used all the uh, itty bit slab hunters this week, and also new bait that I'm gonna mention a little while later. But uh, the threadgill shad color, which is a natural color, as you can tell by the name, and casting a 16th and a 32nd and letting them float down to it. And there's if you bring these baits through them, it really wasn't what they wanted. And, I would cast to the brush pile, or me and Curly, actually, he gets on here, probably here in a minute. We cast it to them today and would bring them back to them and let them drop. You had to have them up above them, let it drop, bringing it down, and it gets right about to where those fish are sitting and bring it up.
Yep.
It's a flat out key to success today for us. And
that's one of my favorite colors.
Just,
I can't believe you guys were using it over there. You got pretty clear water?
Yeah. For us,
right,
yeah.
I got you. I was gonna say that's one of
my
go-to clear waters.
That kind of told me that a thermocline's sitting up in the lake. And for anybody in the South, this is another really good indication you have a thermocline sitting in the lake. It's for sure a definite sign Mother Nature is throwing out there for you. You want to guess?
Oh, you got a good one. I'm not. I'm going to go with the floating catfish, but that's my guess.
Close.
Okay, got you.
Very, very close. But what was the key for me to saying, hey, I know it's a thermocline sitting in the lake, was the floating catfish, but was the alligators out in the middle of the lake.
Oh, well, I ain't going to catch on that one.
Dead giveaway.
Really? You had gators?
When you see alligators in the middle of the lake swimming around and it's 99 degrees.
You're kidding.
They're not out there sunbathing. They're out there looking for those floating fish, and that's a dead giveaway that a thermocline's setting up really good.
Did you see several of them? Or?
Yeah, I think I know at least 2 that were, I'm going to say over 10 foot, maybe even 11. Another one about 5. So I seen 3 or 4 today out in the middle of the lake. I'm not talking out in swampy areas. Out in the middle of the lake, you'll find alligators, and that's a really good sign that a thermocline's setting up in a lake for anybody that's fishing where the alligators are at.
Yeah. I just got to go with the floating catfish. That's all I got. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
They don't bother you too much.
Yeah, whatever. Till they do. Then they're taking a limb off of you.
They don't bother you. Come on, man. I got a couple questions. I don't want to get too far because these questions, I want you guys to try them on here at night and make sure you've got a good question, hit us up with them. And I can promise you, we've got some guys that are watching every week that if we don't get to you, these guys will help you out as well.
For sure. I've seen the one with the Christmas tree. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, this was back from YouTube side of thing. And Greg's asking, is August a good month for long lining and pulling cranks? And it kind of depends on the lake there, Greg. If you've got fish suspended, and actually I did see fish suspended as well today, but primarily most of them are still on structure. But if you got a lake that has that thermocline setting up and those fish are suspended above it, absolutely, yes, August is a good month for that.
We've got one that asked if Christmas trees are a good habitat for crappie, and it also just depends, I guess, where your location is at. But I don't do near as good with Christmas trees, to be honest with you, and especially if it's artificial. But because artificial doesn't lose the leaves, I guess. What I'm trying to say there is the normal ones, you'll lose the leaves, and then you'll have a lot of twigs where they can have gaps and the bait fish can fill up in them, and you can do pretty good with them. But most of the trees I do the best on here anyway, like I said, it probably is a location thing, is a sycamore tree, just big open laydowns, really, like bigger open laydowns, especially in the dead of summer right now. But it's like really woolly trees I don't do as good with. Now there's big crappie in them. They're just a lot harder to catch, and you get hung up a lot more, and it just feels like you can get a lot bigger numbers in something that has something sticking up for shade under it and just stuff like that. For me, from my experience on brush and even hanging them from docks, which that may have been a question too. They're in those docks mainly for shade. So the cedar tree could pull them off that shade a little bit to use. It would be a good idea, but anything really with structure helps or works.
I think Chad Rogers even commented on here. If you're going to use Christmas trees, cut some big gaps in them for fish can get into them. I think about Christmas trees. I think it's a great place to have spots for your fry to get up and hide. I don't like fishing them as far as me dropping hooks down into them. It's just because, like Dustin just said, you get hung up nonstop. Yes.
Unless you have the brush off jig, you can drop them into the dang cedar trees. I promise you that. I've tried it. I've done it with those because the cedar tree is a good one to test on. And me and Skylar actually went to a couple cedar trees and dropped into them. It's just, it don't seem like if I'm wanting to go load a boat full of fish, I don't ever really go to a cedar tree. It seems like that's not my. You want to catch a couple, you
Yep.
can, but not my favorite.
Now, like some of these cedar trees around here, if you can cut them and just have big arms of
Yeah.
the tree itself, they love that. But I just don't like those thick Christmas trees to cut to. It's just, or even drop a jig into. It's just too much for me, and I don't think those big fish can attack as easily when they get up into them.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Hummer said it best. He said, YouTube guys, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell logo twice.
Look, he already knew what was coming. You didn't have to say it.
Oh, he did it.
You know, if I had, Brad, if I had the number one habitat to drop out, I wish they would make good, cheap artificial stumps with root systems. That would be some of my favorites.
Moss back fish habitat make.
Do they really? I feel like that would be, and actually, I put out big woolly root systems are one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
It kind of mimics a root system of a tree itself, but it's mossback fish habitat. I put out a mossback, and we're talking about structure, and I put one out probably about a month ago. Come back and checked it, and within 3 days there were 100 crappies sitting on it.
Really? See, and that's got to be a good location.
It was a prime location, and I've been waiting to drop one in there, and sure enough, 3 days later, and probably quicker than that. That was just the last time that I come back and checked. It was 3 days later, and it was loaded. But some of these good artificial habitats, you can put them out there and fish them for years. I actually have, I'm going to say 3 or 4 mossbacks that's been out for 12 years that still hold fish on them every day in the summertime.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate.
Let's hear some today's bite fishing reports, guys.
I appreciate everybody's congrats and everything on me being a new dad. I sure appreciate it. Everybody's keeping up with them. So we're going to shove him on the show here real shortly. Once Mama gets him dressed, we'll show you guys. And we got a little something special for her to put on him. If he fits in it, it may be a little big, but we got something good for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
You can only imagine it's probably fishing oriented.
Tom, he's asking about any news on the brush off and head turners. Those should be on LureNet and by not this Thursday, but the following Thursday on lurenet.com. Use the discount code CrappieConnection15.
Here, I've seen some good today's bites coming in, but I'll tell you mine, actually, believe it or not. Like I said, I went fishing. I went up to one of my shallow water muddy lakes for big fish, kind of really a special client of mine, and took him and 2 other buddies. So there was 3 of us. And I haven't been there in a while, but history repeats itself. Dead hot of summer. August is one of the best months to go there. It's like shallow water fish are really good in summer, but if you get into deep, clear water fish, they're picky. But these fish were super aggressive and doing well. They just weren't schooled up near as good as I wanted them to be. And I think that was just due to this cool front we had. We had like 3 or 4 days of cloudy weather with a lot colder air, and the water has cooled off probably. I mean, the water was 76 degrees, Brad. Think about that. Wow. Yeah, 76. So it was a big colder push. We had a fresh rain, so the fish were scattered out. They still were eating, and there were still some giants. They just a lot harder to work for them. I didn't get to just roll up on the school like I like to and just pick them off. So it took us a while. We got around 40 fish, and probably 5 to 10 of them things over 2 pounds. So it still was a special day, but yeah, it was a super good day, but it still just wasn't what I was wanting. But we used, and you're going to really, Scott is going to be so proud of me. We used the double silver rainbow live roamer. And then I figured out they were getting pretty picky midday. Like I said, those shallow fish are a lot more aggressive. You can throw a lot of stuff at them in the summer. They're going to eat it. But they got really aggressive or really picky. And he has a new color. They're coming out. It's all lime. It's like an all lime greenish color, and I was hoping that was what I was hoping you were gonna get for me. It's in a baby shad, but it's all lime, and I'm sure he'll. No, it ain't that.
We'll update you guys later.
And I'm telling you, it's been. I tried it in the river of Grand Lake after that with the muddy water, and I'm telling you, this is a good summertime bait to use in muddy water. So I'm gonna get you the color because I got a big old pack of them with no labels. So I thought, man, Brad maybe could pull through and get me here, but I'll get you guys the color name of that for sure. But those 2 baits, and then I was using a 13-foot power crappie rod, of course. So. and we just boat flipped them all, baby. It was pretty epic.
I got Hummer. He's got Grenada crappie fish has been 8 to 12 foot of water, live scoping lighter colored jigs with a 1 ounce, or pulling crankbaits in 12 to 16 foot of water. Mr. Ken, yes, we got trivia tonight.
Yeah. Hey, here's the best part about the trivia.
Trivia
I don't
tonight.
even know the answer again, so it's gonna be fun. I was gonna do trivia on Little Bo, but you ruined it. I was gonna ask how much he weighed and hook somebody up with something, but you ruined that whole deal, dude. It's okay. It's fine. I should have done it again, just seeing if anybody was listening at the beginning.
Yeah, Barry, he asking a question from YouTube. He said, anybody seen the freshwater jellyfish? My pond is full of them.
Freshwater jellyfish. I'm thinking some crappie bait is what that sounds like. Maybe that's why those old time skirted jigs used to be great for them crappie. You know what I'm talking about? Look kind of like a jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
Rhonda, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys all for the shout out for little man. I'm gonna get him on here real soon. Hopefully he don't get too cranky. We waking him up. He's about.
Guys, if you got any fishing reports, throw them up here as well while we scroll down through some stuff.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
Dustin's
you know that.
show
Hey, I might be a little biased, but he may be the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life.
Does he have a little mustache yet?
Not yet, but it's coming in. He has some peach fuzz in there. I seen it. When you get the light right, he's trying to make Dad proud.
James is asking, he said, last September, you were already talking about wolf packs and suspended fish. What water temp drop signals this change from a summer pattern? You know, James, I don't know if I look for a particular water temperature to say. You know, usually the days become shorter and everything starts, you know, Mother Nature has a way to telling things to how you better start feeding it up for the fall and winter time.
Yeah.
I don't really look for a particular water temperature. I started seeing a few suspended fish today, and actually I didn't get any of the suspended fish to bite. They would chase it. They would look at it, but they really wasn't the most active fish, believe it or not.
Wow, that's usually backwards. That's funny.
I know.
That'll change sometime. You know what's going to happen.
That will change.
The roamers are mean.
Usually for me, it's going to be that late September, mid-October. Those fish will really start coming off this structure and suspended up. And some of these other lakes, like I'm talking about the thermocline, they'll start suspending now just because they have to. That's going to be the coolest, most oxygenated water is going to be above that thermocline. And so Brad, it really depends year to year in that time frame on that lake you're at.
You're gonna have to help me with I just lost who said the color outlaw on there. We got the best people ever on here because somebody just saved me. Somebody said, "Is that color outlaw?" And that is exactly the color I was.
Outlaw's been around for a long time.
Well, he didn't. He's putting it on a different bait. The color, I believe. Okay, isn't that all lime green or lime color? Okay, yes.
Exactly right.
Perfect. Outlaw is the color I was talking about. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. You guys need to get you some outlaw. Let's see here. Oh, and lurenet.com. These hats are on there now. Those the core cats, all the hats we showed here last show, maybe the show before it. I even brought some, and then Brad had some. He may have been giving one away, possibly. I thought. Yeah, but guys, I'm telling you, that core cat is the bee's knees. Mine's in the truck all sweated up, but it's super nice. They're on, and also are the brush offs on there now, Brad?
No, they'll be not this Thursday. The following week, the head turners and brush offs will be on LureNet.
So for now, these hats, go buy these hats and think of us, and then make us proud getting those. LureNet.com's got them though, and the price is pretty dang good. It really is for these nice hats, so it's worth checking out. And then I don't know, little man, when we get him on here, what he's wearing may not be. We might have to talk somebody into getting us some more of these. You're gonna crack up, Brad. You're gonna love it. You're gonna say, now, how in the world did we get a onesie like this?
I got another today's bite fish report. Mr. Charles on YouTube. let me put it on here screen. Fish sardis, Monday pool cranks, and some scope on tops. Caught 11-inch fish, a 13-inch fish, and just two short of 12, and the rest were 6 to 11-inch, most in 21 foot of water.
Oh yeah, that sounds about mid-lake there, 20 foot of water of Grand. Jonah Lowry, he says, we need some of them new jigs y'all been holding out on. Y'all know you got them. He said, don't hide it, divide it. I like that. Hey, Brad's the one holding out on them, guys. I got very few left, but he's the one with the stash over here. And I'm looking forward to him showing you for sure. It's kind of a big deal because I'm going to say top 3 baits for dead of summer is what we're getting ready to show you. Hands down. I mean, it's a bad boy when you can't get fish to bite. It's a dangerous bait. What do we call it? Me and Skylar, he calls it, doggone it, what was the word? I'll have to think of it.
You've lost your train of thought.
I got the dang dad brain going. Postpartum dad brain.
We're at 111 likes right now, guys. As soon as we hit, I'm going to say, let's do 120 so it wouldn't be that long. So you haven't hit that thumbs up or like button yet, hit it. And once we hit that 120, unreveal the new bait.
Yeah, Crappie Adventures. You haven't missed it yet.
It kind of goes back to what we've talked about all summer long on here. You know, Dustin and I have been using not particularly this style bait, but something very similar to it.
For sure.
And I'm gonna wait. Yeah. Oh, we got 135. So
and listen, here's what the saying was for it. I just remembered. Okay, it's the cheat code.
Okay, I got it in my hand.
It's called the Crappie cheat code. There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
You know, live sonar come out, and it really showed us that smaller profiles was a thing that really made a difference on finicky fish, and you know, the hottest summertime, the dead of winter time, and really all the time. Most of the time you can get them to hit little itty bit baits. And this particular bait coming from, I'm almost there.
Y'all ain't ready.
This bait, the full size bait come out, I guess about 3 years ago, and it mimics a mayfly. And, you know, I use them whenever I see the mayflies hatching on the surface. These fish will come out and charge them. And Dustin and I, you know, and several other guys have really keened in on this itty bit series just because they're just so deadly. But the new itty bit mayflies is coming out, guys. Ooh. And this is on a 164th, and they're dynamic. You know, it's just another profile to add into your bait, especially brush. I don't know. They mimic, I guess, these other little creatures that's down in these on the stumps.
It is tiny. It's tiny. I mean, it doesn't know justice.
This is on the 164th.
Yeah, that's on a 64th. It's easy bait for them to suck in. It's really dangerous. It works well, for sure.
And the good things about it is 12 colors coming out, and they'll be available in about 3 weeks. I guess it is. It'll be right in September. The new run of them will be out on lurenet.com first, and then you'll find them about retailers sometime in November. But, you know, we've been excited about this bait for a while now, really getting out there, and I used some today. And, you know, we've got some of the most popular colors, and also they come out with some new colors to go along with the new itty bit mayflies as well. But, you know, it's going to be a dynamic bait year round. And, you know, we talked about even crappie identifying when they're really targeting insects. And a dead giveaway for me is whenever you find a crappie and his mouth looks like it's bloodied up. Mm-hmm. That's usually from, in my opinion, well, I'm no biologist and no fish has ever told me this, but whenever they're picking mayflies, a lot of times, and different creatures, I'm sure, off of wood, and they're coming up and they're bumping them and hitting them. But that really signifies to me that, you know, a bait like the mayfly, especially these itty bits, is going to be ticky.
Do you have a normal size to hold up next to it by chance?
Yeah, I probably do.
Angel Mike Neese, he says, y'all are killing me. My wife's going to divorce me on these new baits. Hey, that's one thing I really am appreciative of Bobby Garland baits for, is they're always staying on top of it. They're always staying relevant and making sure they're coming up with something new all the time. Like, I don't know. At some point, I get to where, yeah, there we go. Look at that, guys. Look at the difference. So now grab your mayfly and realize how small that is. I mean, that's amazing. That's a deadly bait right there. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, it's always awesome getting new stuff. I run into like, man, what else can they do? It's almost like you're running out of things like live scope. What's better than live scope? There's always going to be something. But Bobby Garland base, they'd be staying on top of it for sure.
I got a buddy of mine, Chad Wright. He said he used a head turner this past weekend in Louisiana, and the blackfish on tops absolutely loved them. And he said he got them on the new head turners this weekend over in Louisiana on that new jig head. So if I knew anybody would, I knew Chad Rogers would go out there and smoke them. And if you haven't seen the new head turner, and this is what we're talking about, and it's the double bladed jig head. And like I said, they'll be available not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. But, we talk about these tricky fish, and going back to even my today's bite fish report, and, I get out there in the morning time. We usually start around 7 o'clock in the morning. And the last 3 months, honestly, I could get out there at 10 o'clock every day. I really feel like these fish, there's so much bait in the lake, and they've got so much to choose from. And I really think these fish feed heavily at nighttime when it gets hot like this.
For sure.
And they're real lethargic and they're full. You'll catch, we caught several of them today, and honestly, they look like they're getting ready to spawn. They're so fat, they're so thick, and they're just full.
Healthy.
They're full of food.
Mm-hmm.
And, you get out there first thing in the morning, they've ate all night long pretty much. But as the day progresses, that bite gets better. And it was really slick today. And I was like, man, I ain't seen a boat out here all day. There's not a lot of people fishing this time of year. And you're missing out if you haven't done it. Now it's hot and you got to take some extra precautions, drink a lot of water, wear sun hoodies, all that kind of good stuff as well. But this time of year, you can really catch a lot of fish and really, capitalize on this no wind situations. And it lets me fish some of the mid-lake portions that in the springtime and that I don't ever get to fish a lot because of the wind. But, that's one thing really good about the month of August and bad is you don't have a lot of wind.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be a pain staying on the fish, but no wind is nice. Because it's a lot easier staying on them with no wind if you can't go out with too much wind. So I'd rather fight that.
JT, he said he hadn't been in a month, which is killing me.
Oh, man.
He said, did you get a live scope and got to get on it? JT, you do, man. You're missing out right there. Get out there and get them, man.
Yeah, our lake is plumb full of those shad and small fry right now, too. Grand Lake is. You can go, like you said, Brad, in the evenings, you can just see all the life lined up. Even first thing in the mornings, just lined up. The white bass are popping. The shad are going everywhere by the millions. It's kind of amazing. But they do wait for that cool air to start really going crazy. Right at dark, start feeding.
I get Carl Dearman, and he asked this question on here. And really, it's a great question to be asked. And this question has been discussed a couple of different times by biologists on our show. And he's asking, do crappie spawn in the fall? And biology says that they could if they wanted to, but typically they do not. You'll find most spawning fish will be in the springtime when that water temperature is getting above 60 degrees and stable. For us on, central Mississippi, a lot of times our crappie will spawn 2 or 3 months. So it's just,
because that word stable, that word stable is a lot harder to do in the spring than it sounds. Keeping the stable water temp and stable depth. I mean, it's always going up and down like crazy. What ounce weight do you like best on the itty bit mayfly?
The itty bit, itty bit.
Yeah, the new mayfly.
I'm using the itty bit jig heads themselves because they are a small little bait.
Look at that thing.
And this is they have them in a 1/48 and a 1/64, and they just fit them perfectly. a lot of times, I'll have people fishing and they're waiting on that big thump, and it's not going to happen with these baits. You'll typically find just a little small little peck, but a lot of times using live sonar, I'll see the bite way more than you can feel it, and it comes back to my mindset is it's kind of like if we were asked to eat these two baits or a piece of candy this size, you would have to chew this one a lot more than you would this one. So these fish, once they hit something larger, they actually have to put more kill force to inhale it and make sure it don't swim out. Where you get a itty bit, they just can suck them in and pretty much digest them. So they don't hit them hard. They'll just kind of suck them in. The good thing about it is, that they hold them as long as, especially with a little bitty hook, as long as you don't have a lot of resistance on it, they'll suck them in. And, as long as you can see it, you'll set the hook and catch them. But a 1/64th and a 1/48th is what I've been using this, and tied it up above it usually with a 1/16th. I'll try to keep on down. Oh, got John Mayo. He got a fish report for us. Big Three been fishing good. Fish are still scattered and feeding heavy on bait. Best depth for me has been 15 to 20 foot of water, casting a 1/4 ounce head.
It's
in crappie magnet in the root Tennessee shad. That's another natural colored bait there.
It's amazing watching those fish right now at Grenada, how far they're going to chase a jig and hit those big weights or big weighted jig heads. It's impressive to me. Like if you were to try to do that here at Grant or something, it'd be a whole different world. It's crazy how that works because it looks like there's still lots of bait fish in Grenada, but man, them fish will turn and chase that thing a million miles per hour. Seen some cool videos lately seeing them fish eat.
Jason Beck, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming in. Guys, too, if this is your first time watching today's bite, let me tell you, it's brought to you by Bobby Garland Baits. We definitely appreciate them guys for standing behind Dustin and I.
Absolutely.
And, showing us these new baits and helping us get them out to you guys and coming up with, all this stuff for us to use. It makes crappie fishing so exciting.
Angel Mike Neese asked, Brad, do you use any weight above it? I do my bit. I definitely use a weight above it. But if you're casting, you're probably using a jig head above it, aren't you?
Yeah. And the reason why, one, I can experiment a lot of times with color and even profile on that top bait. Today, like I said, we're casting double setups with a 16th and a 1/48th or 1/32nd on the backside. And I would experiment with that top jig with forest color. And I could change it up. All of a sudden, I seen the fish chasing that top one. I knew definitely move it to the back and they would eat it up.
Yeah.
But,
see, here's
people ask all the time, do you ever catch doubles?
Oh, yeah. I seen you caught a double today, didn't you?
Caught a double today.
That's awesome.
Or I didn't. Actually, Curly did. Curly fished with me today and caught the doubles.
That's epic.
So you will catch doubles.
With the itty bit with those brush offs is another dangerous deal too. You put a little bitty hook with the brush off on it and drop that in the brush piles. I feel like there's so many little critters and stuff that go through that timber that if you drop it, even on standing timber, you drop that deal up or brush off down in there and don't have the worry of getting hung up is awful nice feeling, and it's deadly. I've caught some fish and some thick stuff with it.
And I've seen something kind of neat. I seen it today, and I saw it right before I went on vacation that Thursday and Friday, and it's kind of weird. And I really didn't ever understand why it happened, but you think a lot of times crappie are sitting on the shady side all the time when it comes to where they're positioned at on structure, especially stumps and standing timber. And the last 2 days that I fished, I have caught them on the sunny side. And it's crazy. I think I even talked to Dustin right before I went on vacation about why would they be on the sunny side. And honestly, I never did come up with a complete answer. But why I wanted to bring that up is, before live sonar, we would always start out by just trying to fish the shady side of standing timber and such. bridge pilings or whatever you got that's having that shade. But don't overlook the sunny side. You know, don't just dip the backside in that shady little corner. Come out from it and hit that sunny side. The last two trips that I've taken, majority of the fish have been on the sunny side for whatever reason.
Something else.
It's crazy how these fish are just so complex that we're still learning every day more and more about them. Jonah, he said he was happy that we're coming out with a smaller profile.
Oh, yeah.
The taste on the
I've seen that.
mayflies.
Yeah, he was tired of biting the big size in half. He said they taste terrible. I don't blame you there. I've ate a lot of those baits too, biting them in half, downsizing them.
Coming down, guys.
The release date for the mayflies, are they here? Are they already available or when?
No, September.
September.
Let me see. September, and they'll be first available on lurenet.com. And like I said, that discount code is going to work on these new baits as well. So take advantage of it whenever you can.
So get you a hat.
It'll be 12 colors.
And fill the hat up.
Get your hat.
Fill the hat up with the mayflies.
I'll throw some more colors out there. I've got some more in my
possession. Yeah, let's see. Quit holding out. Throw us a couple good ones there. Show us the Cajun cricket, because I'm going to tell you right now, that Cajun cricket is going to be a bad, bad boy.
Yeah, I wasn't hoping that bag yet, but
you wasn't going to get in there yet, was you? For summertime, that's what I'm going to is Cajun cricket mayflower.
I caught them on it.
Did you really? That's one of my favorite go-to summer. Oh my. That'll get them.
And I don't know all the new colors yet, but I'll show you some of the Old Faithfuls.
Old Faithful. That's why I said grab that Cajun cricket.
Yep. Bluegrass, which everybody knows bluegrass as well.
I'm guessing little man, she went in there to change him, and I'm guessing he got real hungry all of a sudden. So we're going to be waiting for him a second.
Bluegrass.
Don't give up on me. Oh, bluegrass would be a good one.
Let's see here. Of course, I got monkey milk coming out.
TT Outdoors. He said, I've caught a lot of big gills with those itty bit mayflies this summer. Yes, I bet bluegills and perch would destroy them. Look at that.
And electric chicken. I'm gonna just hold this one up by the tail there.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you can see the profile of them, guys. They look just like the regular size milk.
I don't know. I mean, it is amazing. When you look at the detail of how little they are, they still got everything. Like you said, the little wings, the little arms, everything, and they're on there good. So pretty slick.
Yeah, I think it'd be a really good bait for, like I said,
a lot of work.
Bluegills as well.
A lot of work to get that there. Yeah.
Coming out in September.
I like Brian. Brian says only two colors you need: Cajun cricket and monkey milk with a pink head. Brad, did you hear that? A pink head.
What?
That's what I like to hear. Them pink heads.
No. Donnie, he said the bite has typically August been crazy. Deep water stumps, maybe ledges. You might find some just tough. And will be mid-September. Need rain down South Mississippi bad. Donnie, you ain't got none yet. But when you can get some of these itty-bit mayflies, I would try them right now, especially on those stumps and brush. But let me tell you, you can't go wrong with the slab hunters. The itty-bit slab hunters has been just a phenomenal bait all
Brad
summer.
was saying, you said if you booked a trip for next week, you would give them a couple, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. I'm open a couple days.
Yeah, you'd fix them up.
I will be fishing one way or the other.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Guys, y'all ready for trivia?
Ooh, you know we are. We're ready for trivia. And little man, she just took my little peewee and ran with him. He better be coming back soon. We're thinking, hey, we need now, besides the stash nicknames, we need a good nickname for little man. So when I hold him up, I'm gonna need some nickname ideas. I like Pee-wee so far. Pee-wee's pretty good, but we're gonna have to see what kind of nickname we can get. Come on, Brad. Pee-wee. He's a little
No,
peewee.
no. Let me make sure I don't have any questions before we get on down here.
Yeah. I'm always really good at nicknames, but now that he's here, I've really been stumped. So you're gonna have to help me out. Charles Henderson, that is
No,
hilarious. He said Bubba, and that's what my in-laws and everybody's been calling him is Bubba. So that's funny. That's pretty good. What are the odds of that? The first comment's Bubba, and that's what we've been calling him is Bubba. That's what my wife calls him too. Itty bit. I like itty bit. That's pretty dang good. Nice, Dustin. I wouldn't expect it. That was a dang good one, brother. Oh, itty bit. Yep.
that was a really good one.
Itty bit. That is
Itty
a
bit
good one,
stash.
man. Call him itty bit. He might be an itty bit for a while, even if he's big.
Justin's asking, where are the fish at Grand Lake?
Oh, who's asking that? Okay,
Justin.
man. It depends on where you're at Grand Lake. It's such a big lake that you can fish it anyway. So I need to know where you're located at. I bet I could send you to them. But I'd say mid lake, like your Clearwater, you can find the thermocline and they're going to be just above it. But anywhere from 15 to 20 foot, if you find a brush pile, there's going to be crappie on it. And then the more you get into the muddy water side, they're just going to be shallower on flats, probably 6 to 12 foot of water. And then you go into the dam side of the lake, and they're probably 20 to 30 foot of water brush. I mean, I would be revolving around structure all the way. You can find Roman schools, but they're going to be around structure. So go looking for the structure just off the channel, and you're going to smoke them. And it's doing really well right now, so you should be good.
Reggie Hillman's asking me, he said, is current a factor on which fit on? Let me start that over, Reggie. Is current a factor on which side fish stage on?
That's kind of what I was thinking on that sunny side.
But it's not the current in the lake that's causing that. And I don't know why right now. But I don't think we have enough current in the lake to really determine those fish to do that. And honestly, how they were staged this morning on some structure was actually a big stump. They would be on the up current side, so I don't think it was a current while they were staging on the sunny side today. It's really, I don't know what they were doing.
Sometimes though, it doesn't take much current. I feel like those fish feel it way more than we ever imagined. And I learned that just by when I'm bobber fishing, how far your bobber will just drift, even against wind sometimes on a slow day. But yeah, itty bit, that's gonna be good stuff. Scooter.
Yeah, there's the itty bit, Dustin said.
Telling you, that's gonna be funny. Sack of litter.
Yeah. Guys, you got those questions, shoot them out there, throw them out there real good. But trivia question is, goes back.
You said, yeah. First of all, what are we getting for this one is the real question.
You know, I'm going to do a couple of Crappie Connection stickers that we've got out. And let me see. I'll do a pack of the head turners, and I'll do a Bandit 300.
Ooh. That's a good little fixed bag here for this question. Everybody's now you got everybody's attention. So you got to tell them what they get first.
Yep. So that goes for the YouTube side and the Facebook side. And first person I see on each one will be that
Dustin Shields, man, you're a boss. He keeps up, man. He said 2:14 p.m. That was the time my son was born, so he ain't messing around. He's ready. He's done the research and homework for this package.
No, this comes back to the podcast.
You're sending him a package. I'll tell you right now. Get ready. He's already ready.
It goes back to building structure to catch crappie, and with Eric Cagle, and he kind of talks about during this podcast where he actually caught his fish at on Kentucky Lake, and if you can tell me what depth did Eric Cagle win the tournament on Kentucky Lake, on where to find it was out there.
What depth did he find the fish and win it on? Okay. Yeah. Can I guess? I mean, I don't know the answer, but I got to guess.
No, you disqualified. Gosh, you don't get the prizes, man.
I mean, I don't even think I'm close, but I was gonna shoot a guess. I better not though. Oh man, So we got 16 foot, we got 8 foot, 6 foot.
It's some y'all are very close.
18 foot.
It's a range.
8 to 20, 8 to 25 foot. Dustin Shield says. No, 12 foot, 20 foot, 12 foot, 15 foot. Look,
it's a range. It's a range.
Look, Jerry Hancock said 88 foot.
They're popping up there really good.
That's good stuff. So it's going to have to be a range, guys, not just one number is what he's saying, I guess.
I see some of the numbers in there.
So,
but it's
a range, like he's saying from 40 to 50 foot or 40. Okay, yep. I got you.
He says a particular range that he really concentrated on.
12 to 15, 8 to 12, 4 to 6, 10 to 15, 10, 8 to 12, 8 to 10, 8 to 12.
They're close. I ain't seen a winner yet.
9, 1 to 20, 1 to 25. Give me my pack. 20 to 30.
I'm not going to say it till I see
15 to 18, 14 to 16.
I see one winner.
Uh-oh. I probably just read it, huh?
I see one winner on YouTube.
4 to 8, 5. I'm reading the Facebook. 18 to 20.
All right, we got two winners.
There we go.
4 to 8 foot of water where he really found his tournament fish at.
Holy smokes. Is there 4 to 8 on Facebook? Did you see that?
Oh. Yep. And also YouTube. Okay. So we got two winners. Gotcha. There's Jeffrey.
And so close.
Puckett and Pamela.
I've never seen so many people comment so fast ever. That was epic.
That was awesome.
And I still didn't see the winner on Facebook. I didn't see the winner on Facebook. It must have been just too dang fast.
Man, they were ripping across the board there.
It was, man.
This is a really fun thing. I'm so glad we started doing this trivia stuff. We're going to give you some prizes that you can't even find yet on anywhere.
I'm trying to think
of what make sure you guys tune in every week.
Stuff I can give away. I need to give away. Here's the breast pump. Anybody needs a breast pump, we can go ahead and figure out a little trivia to give this bad boy away.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with us.
And you know what? I'll even put in a pack of milk for it. Oh man.
We'll see what your wife
I'll give you a tutorial how to use it actually on myself. She's gonna kill me.
See, Dustin's kind of like he's lost his mind.
She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me.
Yeah, she's gonna kill you.
But I mean, this trivia thing is fun, Brad. That's a great idea.
Y'all email me at crappieconnection@gmail.com and give me your addresses and stuff, and I'll try to get those out this week. Got some more guide trips this week. It's going to be a really fun week.
For sure.
Don't forget to get out there and try these itty bits. And not only I know you can't get the new ones
Show them one more time. Show them one more time the new one.
I know you can't get the new ones yet. The itty bit mayflies yet. But they are coming, guys.
Keep rubbing them in their face.
And I will definitely let you know when they're available on lurenet.com. We're shooting for the first part of September to get them out to you guys. So stay tuned and get ready for that.
Let me go check on my little nugget while you keep them busy.
Yeah, let's see if we can see the little man.
Oh,
man,
itty bit. Little itty bit.
Itty bit. Jason Ginger, he said, we got rain today. They should be smoking in the morning. Jason, where are you fishing at, man? Jeff, hopefully you've just seen it. I showed you. It's the itty bit mayflies coming out. Oh, my gosh. Hummer is preaching it out to you guys. Hummer cannot appreciate you enough. You guys like, subscribe, hit the bell twice for all the updates. Got a lot of stuff coming out. Still got a video that hadn't been put out yet, and it's going to be out here real shortly about me pulling crankbaits.
Randall says, call him Cricket. You know what? I've got a nephew we nicknamed Cricket, and that is all he goes by is Cricket, or I would, because Cricket's a good one.
That is a very good one.
I like Cricket.
Mr. Charles, I appreciate that. I did get a chance to be the first time I've ever been on the cover. So I was on Crappie Now deal.
Congrats, by the way.
That's the first time I've ever been on the cover. Probably the last. But
I mean, they need to get that old smug off of there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Me, oh mama.
And I tell you what, the mayfly, Dustin talked about earlier about this color, and I actually see this color He was talking about the lime chartreuse. This is the outlaw.
Oh,
That's the color he was talking
I'm
about a little
telling you
while ago.
guys, that's a
And
bad
this
boy.
is the full size swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I've got crappie baits all over my desk here. My wife tells me all the time I need to clean it up, but
Yeah.
then I wouldn't be able to just grab them and show you guys. But
Oh
I've
boy,
got them all over my desk.
he may or may not be happy. No, you're good. We don't need to lie. Here we go. Here comes Itty Bit, everybody that's been tuning
Itty
in
Bit.
to see
I like
you. All right, I'm gonna bring him in.
Itty Bit Bo.
Yeah, he's a little cranky, but okay. Looky here.
Look at him.
Look at the little power crappie guy here.
Oh, I love
Oh yeah. Shout out to Ken Robertson for getting me the little onesie for him to make his little debut. Look at him.
it. Itty Bit
Oh
Bo.
yeah.
Welcome to
Little Itty Bit.
Crappie Connection Brotherhood,
Oh
man.
yeah. He just woke up and's all
That's
cranky.
awesome.
He's ready to eat, but here he is, little mohawk, ready to go. There he is. Look at him. He's even awake for us. Let's see if we can get him to really yell
Dustin,
at me.
is Bo the first baby
Oh
you've
yeah,
ever held?
yeah. First baby ever. Making my wife nervous with me holding him just like this. She's saying,
I
neck
can
support.
imagine.
Like the Lion King. Ah. But look at this onesie. Is that not epic? Power crappie.
Well,
I don't know where he's going to
awesome.
sell those at, but we need them. My goodness, Bubba. Never gets
Yep,
old.
he is definitely a future.
And then my wife, pop in here and say hello. Yes, say hello. Get in here and say hi. Nicole, say hello. Get in here and say hi. She's the founding of this right here, so I got to give her a shout out too. Say hi. Quit now.
She did a
Say
great job.
hello. She's too camera shy, is what she is, and she's got to take little man off my hands now. He's too upset.
We'll have to keep seeing Itty Bit
Oh,
Bo
yeah,
coming
we
on
will.
the show every week.
And can you imagine when he gets old enough to get on here and talk?
Uh-huh. Mr. Bobby said he needs to loan you some hair.
Oh yeah, he does. That's a good one. That ain't. I mean, that's not right, but that's a good point. You know, he was born, and I said he's got more hair than me already.
Yeah, I think Itty Bit Bo is great.
It is Itty Bit Bo.
Let's get back to crappie fishing, guys. Let's.
2 people gave me the hair comment that he's got more than me. That's terrible.
You know, it's exciting to become a father, and also, you know, it's what we're here to do.
For sure, I guess.
Little blessings.
Dad said you're gonna kill me.
Let's see if I got any more comments and questions. We'll be glad to answer them, you guys. Got some time here.
TUT Outdoors.
We should.
He said that's the face I make when I don't catch anything. What he was making on the screen. Oh, I'm so proud of him. Thanks for getting angry at me, Bo.
Let's see if I got any. Another thing, like fishing top standing timber that we started doing a couple of years ago, and I showed him a while back on the show. Is that he's happy
He's
now.
better. Yeah, we're in a good mood. We got the passy in there.
I can tell you're definitely a proud papa.
Oh yeah, that is right. Let's just finish him out here.
He's like, Dad, why did you do that to
He's
me?
saying, "What is wrong with you, Dad?"
What did you do that for? He's doing good.
Oh yeah, he's been
James,
been great.
Truman Lake was on fire this past weekend, fishing on flats in 10 to 15 foot of water. Let's hear some more reports, guys. I'd love to read them out here. We got a little time. I think we covered a lot of good stuff tonight. I'm looking forward to fishing this week. It's going to be really hot. Another good tip that I'll tell you guys fishing in the summertime is get you these portable fans. And I know Dustin talked about them a while back.
I've got me a nice one.
Man, those things make such a difference day in and day out, staying on the water. I'm using a little Milwaukee 18 volt. Been using them for about 4 or 5 years now. I see these little monkey toes.
Oh yeah, there's these feeties. They're actually pretty dang long feet for a little guy, but this would be more of like the slab hunter full size, not an itty bit feet here.
Steve Reynolds, he says, do you guys ever fish weed beds? And to be honest with you, Steve, we don't have a lot of weed beds. Now, in the lake that I fish a lot, we have lily pads, and there's probably black crappie on them, especially if there's some structure and a ledge near them. Typically, I just don't fish a lot of weed beds. I know that's a real big thing up north, Minnesota, and all through those guys do a lot of that. Jim Churchill, he gets on here sometimes. I know he fishes a lot of weed beds, but I can imagine when you can get these itty bit mayflies fishing weed beds is going to be a killer up there as well.
He's squeaking. And I'm pretty sure
Johnny,
if I'm feeling right, he just blew his diaper plumb full. If I'm right. Come on, Edie.
You just,
not for the camera.
He
does take that.
He does take
after his dad.
Itty bit Jonah, he's asking, do I ever try long poling on the res, or am I still casting? I'm still casting. They're definitely on timber right now, Jonah. I seen a school of crappie actually sitting on some standing timber today, and problem with casting to them whenever you're fishing standing timber is a lot of times that you're casting past the structure and bringing it back to them, and you tend to get hung up more. If I'm going to fish standing timber day in and day out, I would definitely be using long pole. I would just have it a lot of action coming through them. I wouldn't have a dead stick in it or anything like that. Presentation is key right now for me. So if you drop down to them and bring them right away, I'm sure you'd catch them on long pole right now out there, no problem.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like you said, just giving it movement is key right now.
John Brillen, he ain't been fishing in 9 days. You know, John, you're missing out, buddy. I know you can catch them. You just got to get out there.
Eric, I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks, everybody, for the congrats. It really set in. I was telling Brad here I had to kiss one more person goodbye in the morning on my fishing trip. It was a pretty wild feeling. Hopefully I get that feeling a long time from now, Lord willing.
Yep.
Monroe in Florida, a good limit on Lake Monroe. 5 to 15 foot of water, Cajun cricket, monkey milk, long poling. Man, out there.
Jason, he said he's going to be waiting on the itty bit mayflies for creek fish and brownies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he's talking about trout there. I'm sure it would
trout or smallmouth, I'd imagine. Jason Ginger. How's it go?
You know, let's see exactly how long this bait is. Let me see if I can get something to reference.
I'm telling you, it's a good one to put up next to the normal size because the normal size is not huge.
I'm going to say it's going to be 1.25 inches. Let me pull out
It's small.
I'll hold it up. I'm going to rig up a itty bit slab hunter just next to it for reference. I got so much stuff on my counter. It's crazy.
Dustin Shields, he says 21 inches. My man. 21 inches was itty bit. That's how long he was.
Itty bit bow.
Itty bit bow. You know he's already been called Bo Cephas too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be I think that's gonna be a lot of people is gonna be saying that. Oh, Bo Cephas.
All right. It might be exactly 1 inch.
I was guessing 1 inch.
Yeah, it's going to be exactly 1 inch. I use the itty bit slab hunters, and it's a tiny bit. Well, I can't. These things are so small.
It is hard to hold up there, I bet. Look at that.
Yeah, right.
My.
It's just a little bit smaller than the slab hunters. So I know you guys are excited to see that 12 color.
Bad boys.
Well, guys, I definitely appreciate you coming on this week. It's been a fun night as usual.
I'm glad to see you.
And if you haven't hit that like button, we had 230 likes, which is fantastic. Seen about 200 people watching tonight. Thank you guys for coming on here every Tuesday night. We'll be back next Tuesday night. 7 o'clock Central Standard Time every week. Invite a friend, comment, share the podcast. We got some more. Got a new podcast coming out tomorrow with a legend of the sport, and this gentleman actually, this color and his name were the same. The color that Dustin talked about tonight and his name are the same. He's always very entertaining. Are you lost there, Dustin?
Yeah, I was thinking Cajun cricket, but I don't know what that. I mean, you got me good there. Hey, I'm just doing good to be here.
Come on, somebody else help me out. Dustin's overcast.
I've been overstimulated this last week. I'm running on about 30 minutes of sleep. Y'all got to bear with me, okay?
A new podcast coming out with Whitey Outlaw tomorrow. He's a legend of the sport. He's very entertaining.
Oh, Outlaw.
And he's a very knowledgeable fisherman as well. So It's going to be a good podcast that we did. And looking forward to it coming out tomorrow. It should be out about 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Got some more stuff coming out down the line as well.
I wonder if that's where the trivia question's coming from. Maybe.
It definitely will be coming from that podcast.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Yeah, everybody knows Outlaw.
Yeah.
Whitey Outlaw.
No, I'm sorry.
He'll be out on the podcast coming out tomorrow. Eric, Mr. Barry, come on in here tonight. But appreciate everybody joining every Tuesday night. Today's Bite. Special thanks to Bobby Garland for sponsoring it. And vacation's over.
Man, I forgot how to do this.
Itty Bit's here, so we're back to business
back to
as usual.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all very much. Thank you.
Holla.